Thank you so much for joining us. Our next artist today is the very talented Kandy Myny. She is a mixed media artist and she creates paintings and collages on wood and canvas. She uses paint, paper, fabric, charcoal, and ink to create texture, depth, and interest. At this time, Allison's given me a hand here. She's already brought up Kandy Myny for me. I appreciate that. And I'm going to go ahead and let her take it away. Hi, Kandy. How are you?
Oh. So my daughter's videotaping this for me, so we're going to try. We're not sure if we're doing this right.
We can hear you and see just fine, so we are good to go.
Okay, great.
All righty, thanks. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and hide me, and you can take over.
All right, thanks. So I'm Kandy Myny. I'm a mixed media artist in Shelby Township, Michigan, and I've been doing this. This is my 11th year now that I'll be starting my art business. I started doing this like when I became a stay-at-home mom with my kids, trying to find a way to make extra money. So I first started painting murals in people's bedrooms for friends and family, and then after a while, I really didn't like doing that so much because I didn't like people standing behind me watching me paint in their bedroom or in their kitchen. So and that's right around the time Etsy started becoming big. So I decided to, I thought, oh, I just paint some canvases and things and sell them on Etsy and see how that goes. And I accumulated a bunch of paintings, and I had a friend.
Kandy, it seems like your videographer might have you might have your hand over the mic or something.
Oh,
is it working?
Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So anyway, so I took off really quick from there, and I just started talking to more artists and learning about the whole outdoor art fair scene, and started doing shows about 10 years ago, and then started getting into stores, and it just really went crazy after that. But so that's kind of how I started, and so this is my 11th year, and I will talk about some of my paintings and my style. So I do mixed media collage and paintings, and a lot of cut paper. These are like actual feathers. This is actual lace on here. So I cut material and do different things in there. And then there's texture. I'll put tissue paper and things under the paint to give it that look, the textural look. And so this is one that I really like. It's kind of newer, but then this big piece here is something I really did, biggest piece I've done so far. And this was going to be debuted at these shows in these next couple of months, but hopefully soon. And this is also full of cut paper and tissue and other kinds of paper that have texture in them and different things. And then this is all cut paper. And then I put other kinds of old wallpaper and lace and things underneath just to give that textural look. And I use ink, charcoal, stamps, anything I can get my hands on pretty much. And pieces like this have actual doilies in them to make the flowers. And this is old wallpaper, or like the old textural wallpaper and burlap. And a lot of papers I make myself, and I'll take pieces of like other parts of my art and do them in Photoshop and make kind of like a collage type of paper, and I'll print those out, or I'll just actually make paper by stamping and painting and doing all different stuff on actual paper and let those dry, and those all tear up, and that's what becomes part of the collage. So over here on this wall, oh, and here's my info, which I'll show a couple times today here. You can see it behind me. And here's a wall of my art. I do all different sizes. These are small little originals. They're 8 by 8. I like to use a lot of inspirational sayings and try to have positive messages in a lot of my art. And here's some other bigger ones. I really like this one with all the different cut papers in this one. And then this is stencils I use with modeling paste and more wallpaper. this is something else that is really popular. I've been painting different things on these wood slices, and these seem to sell really well. So I do all different sizes of those. And this is a feather piece I did recently. I put actual feathers in there, and stamps and old tissue paper. And just try to do very whimsical, happy designs and make things bright and positive, different sizes, different price points. People seem to like the fact that they can get something for $30 or $40 versus like $600. So I have a wide range of price points. And this is another one I did just recently that has an inspirational saying on it. And these are a little bit different colors I did, but people seem to like that. I try to mix it up a little bit. I've been using a lot of blue and, or teal and turquoise, and green. That's been a lot of my favorite colors, but try to mix it up with different colors once in a while. This piece was brand new, and I really like it, but I just sold it last week. Yay me. But I wanted to show it because I will offer prints of this piece. And but it was kind of really nice that someone found me on Facebook last week and actually purchased this. So, but she will be picking it up after this is all over with. And so I offer prints of all my designs in different sizes. I have, I print everything myself. Everything comes in 8x10, 11x14. I do a larger 16x20 size. So this is all done by me here in my basement studio. Oh yeah, I meant to say that my whole basement is my art studio. My family is very happy that I've taken over the entire house because I use the garage and sometimes the kitchen table. And but pretty much the whole basement has been turned into this. So this main area here is where I have my computer and my large format printers and my scanners, and it's not usually set up with all this stuff, but this is just for now. And I do all kinds of things. Coasters. My Michigan designs are really popular. I sell millions of these. People love Michigan. And then I do my prints on these wood pieces. So I'll print these out, mount the print on this wood, seal it with varnish, put the hanger on it, and I do them all different sizes of these. So I have 4 or 5 different sizes of the wood prints. And then I do the note cards. So all kinds of cards here in different sizes. And I was going to mention any orders that are placed this weekend off my website. I'm going to include one of these cards for free. I think the messages are kind of appropriate for what's going on right now. And so you will get a free card with every order. And I always do all these other little things. A lot of things I don't do like all the time, but I'll just do them for fun, and I'll do like a small edition of them. So I just do little whimsical fun things to hang in your house. And I've done these a lot, these little blocks that hang on the wall or can sit on a table. And there's a few more paintings on the wall there. I listed a lot of stuff on my website. I'd say about 75% of stuff is on my website, but if you ever see anything on Facebook or Instagram that you like, you can always just contact me and I can let you know more about it. This piece here I did just did this week. Again, just for something about what's going on in the world today. I wanted to do some fun little whimsical piece to it says we are all in this together. So just wanted to do something for that. And I'll probably have prints available of that too. So, and just more images of my little wood prints. Got all kinds of sizes. And I do magnets of all the designs. And we'll go in here. So in here, I kind of just work and paint and do stuff in here. Here's a piece I did to a girl looking out the window because she's self-isolating, or no, self-quarantine. And no, I just thought, so it was kind of another thing that this whole thing inspired me to do. And so in here is where I work. So I can't really do a huge demonstration because the way I do things is in layers and I have to wait for the layer to dry before I can even proceed. So it's hard to do like a whole piece, but I just wanted to show really quick that my base layer, a lot of times I use like old dress patterns as the tissue, and I use gel medium as my collage adhesive. It's kind of like Mod Podge, but a better version of it. And so I'll go around and I'll make a background layer. And I'll do this to the whole thing. You know, I add other things too, like textured paper or lace and fabric, and I might put that in there. And so after that all dries, then I go to the next phase where I would take, I use a brayer a lot. I use a brush for some stuff, but I love these things. I'll pour paint on a plate and I just, with a couple different colors and kind of mix it. And then I just kind of roll my paint for my background layers. And then, like, I might take a brush to do like this over the lace to get in all the cracks and stuff. Then when that's dry, I will take cut paper, and I have all kinds I save every little bit of scrap. I'm picking stuff off the floor when I'm sweeping. I'll have a pile of garbage, but I pick through it and I'll say, okay, well, that's still a good piece. I'm gonna save that. And I just tear, and this is just a small amount. I have tons of bins filled with all kinds of scraps, and I would just like tear it. So then I would put, like if I was doing the little flowers that I do with my circle shapes, and I would do the next layer, and I just build up from there. And then after like the circles might be dry, I'll take, I like to do a lot with like dark charcoal, and I'll like make different things like this, and I'll kind of blend it. And then I just keep going and I'll outline things. And then I might glue on the little petals, and everything gets shaded, and some ink and other things get added to it. And then I'll use you know, the alphabet stamps to make like a saying on it or something like that. So these are just some little pieces I started, and it's kind of just a really quick version of my process because, like I said, this has to dry before I can paint over this, and then I build up from there. So, but that's kind of like, hopefully that explains my process a little bit. Now this is something I just started over this past winter. I'm gonna start doing mosaics. So I'm hoping to have a whole line of these when the show season starts up again. I was kind of working on it, but then when all this happened, I just kind of stopped doing some certain things, but I'm really excited about this. So I sell coasters, and I get a lot of broken ones. So I decided to take all my broken coasters, and I'm gonna make some mirrors and frames, and so that I can even use some of the sayings that are on the coasters. So that's one I kind of finished, but that was my first time I ever did that. So that's like my first trial run. I'm still learning how to do all this though. But over here I have some other pieces started. And so I'm just kind of learning. I got all this, I got a whole tote full of broken coasters here, and I'm just gonna figure out how I'm gonna do this. But so that's something new, and I'm hoping this takes off and I can make a bunch of these. And so this is kind of the room I work in, and that's all I know right now.
Do you want to answer some questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Vince says, do you sew as well?
No, I don't sew, but I'm thinking of doing some needlepoint and embroidery to add into my mixed media pieces. That's another thing I want to learn this year, because since I do use a lot of fabric and pieces of clothing, I've been finding like different embroidered pieces from like vintage or resale shops and antique markets and things like that. So that I was cutting out and putting in, but I thought if I could make my own, that would be really cool. So.
Mm-hmm. And then Karen says, do current events impact your work often?
Kind of, yeah. I do things related to things that are going on in the world at the time. And I have a lot of pieces throughout the years that reflect that. But mostly the whole just basic doing inspirational things, which are good for any situation. So I try to come up with positive messages and people seem to like that and put it in their house and look at it every day. Any other questions?
Let me see. Vince says, how did you arrive at using old pattern tissue in your works?
It was 10 years ago when I started this, and I think I was just kind of going through, like, even just online, looking up mixed media art and getting ideas from other artists, and I probably just found it. Somebody must have did it somewhere along the line that made me think to do it. But now, you know, you go to garage sales or even Salvation Army, I just buy like old dress patterns and go to antique stores and buy old lace. So I just find all different kinds of objects and anything that has a cool texture or pattern. And I've been evolving with that too. My pieces in the beginning weren't as textural, but lately I'm really liking adding, like, here's another piece with some lace. And so I like to add the stuff that has pattern and texture. So, and oh, so you can buy, I'm on Instagram, Facebook under Bit of Whimsy. So that's my business name, Bit of Whimsy. And my website has most of my cards, coasters, prints. I can make pretty much any painting into a print, either on wood or just the paper print that you frame. And oh, I'm offering a free shipping code on my website. Virtual art is the code. You just put in at checkout. And yeah, that's it. So, what else?
What do you use to seal the pieces with once they are finished?
Just a polyurethane varnish. I go over everything with that, so it's pretty good. It holds up. You know, people even can put the paintings like in their bathrooms and stuff like that. It doesn't usually affect it too much. So, and
Elizabeth wants to know, which is your favorite piece that you've created?
I've done so many that I don't know if I could actually answer that. I like most of my stuff, and even though I love selling it, there's times where I'll be at a show and I'm like, oh, I've only had that like for 2 weeks and I'm really gonna miss it because if it sells quick or something. But the girl series that I've been doing lately, I really like. So the one here with the peacock, or the one you saw down here with the flamingo, that's kind of the newer thing I did in the last year. And these are ones that the paintings have sold, but you can kind of get an idea of other ones that I've done. So I really enjoy working on this. And that was something a little different. And so I keep adding, you know, a new piece to these. And just the birds too. I like having a bird in almost everything I do. I can't really tell you how that started. I just did, and I just went with it. And now it's like, that's kind of my, not my motto, but my thing. To have birds and everything.
They want to know, can you talk about your artistic background, like school and stuff?
I'm just self-taught. I have no fancy degree. I went to Wayne State for like a semester out of high school and took art classes, but then I never really finished with that. And then, but always did art since I was a little kid in elementary school, junior high, high school. I always was the one that took all the art classes. And my parents too, and people would buy me art supplies all the time because they knew I was like the artistic kid. So it was always in the back of my mind that I was going to do this, but I just went and got regular jobs. And, you know, and then when my one job closed down and I had my kids, I was having kids at the time, I decided to stay home and then with them. And then that's when I started doing, like I said earlier, I started with the mural thing. 'Cause I always wanted to do art, but never knew at the time like how to do it. So I'm really happy it took off the way it did, because, you know, I would have never thought that 10 or 12 years ago that I'd be doing this full time. So, and I was wholesaling for a long time, and I was in like 30 or 40 stores at one point, but it got to be too much doing shows and the stores and shipping stuff while I was out traveling to shows. And so I decided about 2 years ago, I kind of got out of all the stores and the galleries just for a short time, just to like regroup and just do shows and sell in person. And so I focused on just doing a lot more shows, outdoor shows and things. And
How many shows do you do a year?
Last year I did 20, I believe. And it keeps me busy because of having, you know, with the kids still in school and everything, we can't travel as much during the year. until just in the summer. And I want to give a shout out to my daughter who's taping right now. She's a senior this year, and she is going to be missing her prom and graduation, and so it's been really hard, but we'll figure something out to celebrate this year. And I think that's everything, unless you have another question.
Sharon had wondered, when are you going to start selling your mosaics? Because they are beautiful.
Well, as soon as I get a group of them done and finished and make sure that it's good, because like I said, it's a learning process and I'm still learning how to do them, and I want to make sure it's 100% perfect. So hopefully by this summer is my goal, to have them, start bringing them to shows and things like that.
Well, all right. Thank you so much. Can you please share with everyone again where they can purchase your art?
You showing it? Oh. Yeah, so Bit of Whimsy is my name. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I think you just have to type in Bit of Whimsy and you can find me on there. And or my regular website, which is just bitofwhimsy.com. And again, the free shipping code, virtual art.
And we've got a shout out here that says, "We love Emma." So somebody is glad that you're helping out. So, well, we'll make sure that we'll post your link on our website as well, so people know where to find you too. Thank you very much for joining us today. Is there anything else that you wanted to share?
I think I covered everything pretty good.
All right, well, great. Thank you again. I'm going to go ahead and then mute and hide your video. You're welcome to stay and watch if you want to, or if you just wanted to, X out of the window, that's okay too. Thank you again. We appreciate that you joined us.
Yeah, thank you. And everybody stay safe and be healthy. And thanks for watching. And thanks for putting on the show. The Guild is an awesome group. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.